All right, so for this lesson, I got Sam back with me here, and we are going to be going over short-term rental insurance. We have a couple of options for you, but we're going to highlight the costs and what these products are and give you the options to choose from that we found so far that we like the best. So there's plenty out there, but these are what we like use currently, but this is what you should be looking out for in general. Go ahead, Sam.
Okay, so I'm going to talk primarily about two insurances. So we'll go over the first. It's called proper insurance. And basically, what it does is if you own the property, it can replace your homeowner's insurance and it can be your complete insurance on the property. They do rental arbitrage insurance as well as owner insurance, and they do cover short-term rentals because one major thing that uh, homeowners insurance typically doesn't cover is if you do a short-term rental and then the guest damages something, your normal standard homeowners insurance typically will not cover it. So proper insurance, they kind of have the market cornered on being covering all guest liability damages as well as property damage. And you can insure your furnishing, you can actually insure loss of income. So say the I don't know, the oven breaks down and you have to cancel the next 2 weeks of guests because something major happened with it and it's inoperable. It's causing major damage like fire damage or something, right? All of that loss of income is covered by proper insurance. They will pay you what you should have received from income. They will pay for the oven to be replaced, and they will pay for any other things that happened that were damaged because of that, right? So really strong insurance, really useful, kind of expensive, right? So what I say with that is basically, typically the deductible's around $1,000. So after $1,000, they cover everything. On Airbnb, Airbnb also has their own insurance, so you can kind of get reimbursed there for the difference. But typically the deductible on proper insurance is $1,000. You can pay it monthly or annually. The annual is going to be a little bit cheaper. And they're really good with quotes. So if you go on the website and you fill out all the information to get a quote, they'll call you same day and you could have insurance the next day. So it's very efficient. It is a pricier option. You definitely want an insurance if you're doing direct booking or VRBO. So if you're just doing Airbnb, I would still say you might want insurance, but it's not as pressing. I mean, Airbnb is known for siding with guests, not owners. So you do still want like a protection there, but they do have good insurance. And we've had a lot of success getting things reimbursed through Airbnb. VRBO, completely different. They did not reimburse us for almost anything. So definitely if you're using VRBO, I would highly recommend having another insurance. So proper was the first one. The second one I'll talk about is called Superhog. And it's got dual purposes with it. So it is a guest liability and damage protection insurance. And how it works basically is if you have a guest book, you give them a link and they go through it and they fill out their name, their email, their address, the stay that they're having, so the dates of their stay in the property. And then they choose between having a waiver where they pay $35 or they pay $35 and they basically are able to be covered from $0 to $500. So if they do damage from $0 to $500, because they paid that $35, that Superhog is going to cover that for you. Or they can do a $500 security deposit, at which point basically if there's a expense that is charged for, like they ruin your sheets or something like that, and it's from $0 to $500, that comes out of their security deposit. So those are their two options as they're filling out the form. So they go through and they submit it. And then not only do you have either this waiver that covers from $0 to $500 or their security deposit, but you also have the verification on the guest. So Superhog will go through and make sure that, it's a valid email that they're using, or they don't have any serious issues with like complaints from Airbnb or VRBO, and they have partners that basically they're verifying that this is a safe guest for you. So that's very good for direct booking. And then it also covers the $0 to $500 through that system. But additionally, you're purchasing a $5 million and under insurance that is covered on top of that. So from 0 to 500 is that covered by the guest, and then Super Hog covers everything to $5 million above that comes from guest liability or damages. So you definitely do still want homeowners insurance, because if a storm happens, Super Hog's not covering that. That's not your guest, right? But if it has something to do with guest liability or guest damages, Super Hog's going to cover that. And that really covers you when you're not using Airbnb, right? And that is not a monthly cost. It is $7 per guest. Or is it $10 per guest?
It's $10 now. You can do $7 a month or $10 per booking, to be
Okay.
specific. They're so close to numbers, it's easy to get it mixed up. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, perfect. I just want to make sure I had that right. But so basically you just send the guest that, they fill it all out, and you're protected. So that's another option. It is a cheaper option because you're able to actually add that as a fee to your Airbnb guests. So you can just quickly add like a management fee or a processing fee of $7 or $10 to their booking. It's a very small amount that doesn't really change the price. And then you're not paying a monthly insurance on top of homeowners insurance. So
Yep.
Overall, highly recommend using insurance, especially if you're on any other platform besides Airbnb.
Yes.